Evolution proceeds in a linear direction, one state evolving into the next. Thus does the individual soul progress upward through higher and higher forms of nature until it finds perfect expression in the spiritually awakened divine man. The cosmic influence on this natural evolution is cyclical. In the upward arc of the cycle, first comes material, then intellectual, and then spiritual development. Then the general trend of life again returns to the intellectual and the material planes. God's creation is in this manner constantly going on. We, the actors of many races, play again and again the drama of life on the stage of time. We should understand the purpose. We are here to play our parts well, but without becoming so enmeshed in and identified with our roles. We have a distorted perception of life because we see with eyes of narrowness and selfishness. If only we would see instead with the eyes of God. When we open our inner eyes of soul wisdom, we behold the omnipresent light of God. Within this light is the consciousness of Christ, the Son, or pure reflection of God present everywhere in the universe. This Christ consciousness, the infinite Christ, is God's intelligence and love knocking on the closed eyelids of our souls, urging us that all we have to do is look to this light within, and we shall see all ignorance and diversities vanish. To him who has opened his inner eye, everything is one. Jesus referred to this universal consciousness when he said, "I and my Father are one." Krishna spoke similarly from that state of divine oneness. "I am the source of everything. From me all creation emerges. Behold, as unified in my cosmic body all worlds, but thou canst not see me with mortal eyes. Therefore I give thee sight divine." Seeing God as the underlying reality is the way to solve the problem of being caught up in the delusive distortions of our material experiences. Stars, planets, plants, animals, and human beings are all let loose on a beautiful cosmic stage, with each one playing an assigned part. Very few people understand the meaning of the play because they do not pause to think deeply about it. To the unenlightened, the drama often seems chaotic and unjust. But God purposely did not automatically make all people poor or all people millionaires, because if everyone were alike, this drama could not go on. Diversity is the basis of nature, and self-evolution is one means of maintaining this diversity. By the law of cause and effect, action and reaction, we make of ourselves what we presently are and what we will be. The result of this variety, created by both man and nature, is what we experience as the cosmic drama. However, God does not want us to suffer because of these differences. He wants us to know that whether one is currently playing the part of a king or of a servant, he must do his best. But never forget that as a soul made in the image of God, he's only enacting a temporary role. Therefore, it doesn't matter whether we scrub floors or whether we are the leaders of great nations. Unless we know that we are merely playing a part on the stage of time, we will suffer from the dualities inherent in the consciousness of being identified with these different stations and conditions. Stage actors do not bemoan their particular parts, but enact their roles to the best of their ability, knowing they are temporary portrayals. Do you see? It is only when we take life too seriously that we suffer. While we recognize the relative existence of differences, yet we must not only know intellectually, but realize spiritually that one life pervades everything. There is but one religion of God, one truth underlying the different names of religion. That universal state of consciousness is very hard to attain unless one has self-realization, the knowing that we are souls and that all souls are a part of the one God. The small waves and the big waves all arise from the same ocean. So when we stand aside spiritually and view every person and every religion impersonally, we shall see that everything is made of God. Until we see all waves of creation in this way, there will always be differences, with their accompanying troubles and difficulties. No man, no prophet, will ever be able to wipe away all the inequalities and divisions on this earth. But when you will find yourself in the consciousness of God, these differences will vanish, and you will say, "Oh, life is sweet and death a dream, when thy song flows through me. Then joy is sweet, sorrow a dream, when thy song flows through me. Then health is sweet, sickness a dream, when thy song flows through me. Then praise is sweet and blame a dream, when thy song flows through me." This is the highest philosophy. Do not be afraid of anything. Even when tossing on a wave in a storm, you are still on the bosom of the ocean. Always hold on to the consciousness of God's underlying presence. Be of even mind and say, "I am fearless. I am made of the substance of God. I am a spark of the fire of spirit. I am an atom of the cosmic flame. I am a cell of the vast universal body of the Father. I and my Father are one." Realize the tremendous spiritual power and beauty of the life of Christ and try to live as he lived. Christ had no nationality. He loved all races as the children of God. Try to feel that brotherhood with all nationalities. Real brotherhood can never come unless we feel it in our hearts. Such feeling can be attained only through self-realization and the actual contact of God in our hearts. Everything will betray you if you betray God by forgetfulness of Him. So it is time to realize your unity with all by experiencing your oneness with God. Practice that feeling of unity in the vastness of your expanded consciousness in meditation. Be very determined in that respect. Shut out the world in the silence of meditation, lest the lesser things of God's creation attract your attention away from Him. Let naught else approach that inner temple. In the sanctum of your heart, there must be enshrined one power, one joy, one peace, God. If you have that realization, you will find the infinite Christ baptizing your consciousness in the unity of God's omnipresence. Your outer life also must be clean, pure in word, thought, and action. Be kind to all. Even if the greatest of sinners comes to you, consider him a brother, albeit a sleeping brother. Hurt no one, judge none else but yourself. Destroy moods, trample them to dust. Master Swami Sri Yukteswara used to say to me, "Learn to behave." That is the most difficult thing to do. You should learn to guide all of your actions by the inner will of your conscience, attuned to the will of God, and not by your emotional feelings and instincts. When I first met my guru, he said, "Allow me to discipline you." He did not mean that he was going to make a mechanical man out of me, a blind follower. He said, "I will give you divine sight." When I tuned my will with masters, it became strengthened and guided by wisdom. God's will is governed by wisdom and justice. Those who are in tune with Him are not bound by any dictates of whims and habits. They live in the freedom of God, their will governed by His wisdom and justice. So it is important for the spiritual novice to tune his will with those who are in tune with God. Such obedience is not negation of one's own will. It requires the cultivation of tremendous willpower to become attuned to wisdom. It took all of my self-control to heed the counsel of my guru, rather than listen to my own prepossessed habits and instincts. Master never demanded anything from his disciples. Each received according to his willingness and receptivity. By following him wholeheartedly, I gained complete control of myself, a freedom I might never have found on my own. Neither God, nor Satan, nor anyone can influence you except by your own use or misuse of will. Use your God-given free choice to seek Him. Then you shall surely find freedom. And remember that it is of the utmost importance to surround yourself with the best company, those who will inspire you and strengthen your discrimination and willpower. Flies do not discriminate between filth and honey. They flit from one to the other. but the bee is attracted only to the sweetness of honey. Similarly, there are indiscriminate human beings who, like flies, are drawn to material desires, no matter how impure. Some may once in a while feel attracted to God in meditation, but as soon as another temptation comes, they are captivated again by material life. The devotee is like the honeybee. Devotees love only what is beautiful and pure. They see, hear, smell, taste, and touch only what is good. They will and feel goodness and ever seek the sweet nectar of God's presence in meditation. Above all, be sincere with God. Be humble as you try through inner receptivity to learn everything from the lips of God. Cast out of your life all that keeps you from God. If thy hand offend thee, cut it off. Remove all impediments in your path, anything that obstructs your spiritual development. I hope you will all make the supreme effort to meditate. Your search for God cannot wait. Let all else wait, but do not keep God waiting for you. Tarry no more, lest old age and disease suddenly terminate your life. While there is yet time and opportunity, meditate. I am giving to you the living testimony of Christ that I feel in the joy of his presence since yesterday when he came to me during our meditation. I had always thought that because he was Oriental, his eyes were dark. I rejected the Western concept that showed him with blue eyes. But strange to say, I saw him this time with blue eyes. They were so beautiful. Never have I seen such eyes. As I was beholding them, they then became wondrously dark, and the voice of Christ said, "Why do you want to see me in form? See me as infinite." All saints who have merged in God have the power to don again the forms that they once had on earth. How few people realize the imminent presence of the angels and the great masters. Just as songs passing through the ether may be tuned in when you have a radio, so is it possible to tune in with saints who are just behind the etheric veil of space, if only you will meditate. When a great teacher comes on earth, his presence bestows power and inspiration, filling his disciples with much joy. But after he leaves, they may feel bereft and lost if they have no motivating spiritual power of their own. This is why meditation and divine attunement are necessary, that seekers may learn how to recharge themselves with inspiration and joy. All the wonders of God will be revealed in the ecstatic communion of deep meditation. The contact of God is not oblivion of consciousness. Ecstasy is the awakening of consciousness, the extending of awareness from the limits of the body to the limitlessness of eternity, whence you watch the little bubble of life dancing in the ocean of infinity. I know I am but a figure in God's dream movie, as you are also. Someday, when we cease to be actors on the screen of life, we shall realize that our forms are but shadows interspersing the cosmic beam of God's omnipresence, and that the only thing in the manifested universe which is real is the light of the infinite Christ. Let us send this thought to all who are seeking happiness in any way, and who know not that what they are really seeking is God. My greatest Christmas gift for you is the wish that the joy which Christ felt in his soul may come to you. And as you enter the portals of the new year, you may take with you into every day that ever new joy of Christ. Again and again, pray in your soul, "O Christ, O Lord, come, clear away the dust of my indifference. Flood my consciousness, O infinite Christ, with thy divine consciousness."